Peace and love. Sending you all positive energy, high vibes, success on your entrepreneurship, all love, all positivity. Angel number 10 on the clock. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. You hit the like button and you leave me any comments or any questions in my description below. Today, I'm going to be speaking about some important aspects used in electional astrology. Once we're dealing with electional astrology, it lets us know the energy of the present, past, and future. It helps us to be able to cast our own birth chart, ask the question, also be able to cast the energy of buildings, also the energies of groups of people, also the energy of the natal energy of the dates in a time period, okay, the beginning of time that resonates with our birth chart, okay. Always be familiar with that. Now, they have minor and major aspects used in astrology. Every aspect is important. So they use the major three aspects, which is reading the energy of the rising sign, which is our first impression outwards to the world. They also read the energy of our beginning of time, resonating with the astronomical science of the stars and also the energy of the planets that also resonate with when we took our first breath, when the sun was rising on the horizon, depending on what hemisphere and nationality we are, it differs. So, for an example, if you are African descent, that means that you took your first breath coming out your mother's womb on the northern east hemisphere. Okay, so the rising sign governs all other zodiac signs. It also lets us know the beginning of time, okay, and how we express ourselves outwards to the world. Never forget that. And a lot of people identify themselves by their rising sign instead of their sun sign. It just depends on the individual. Now, also an important aspect is used in astrology far as reading the energy of our birth chart. They actually see if a planet is in the ascendant sign. Once that planet is in the ascendant sign, it becomes the primary ruler. For an example, if the ascendant sign is in Leo, that means that the energy will be governed by the sun. Okay, that will be the primary and the power of the zodiac sign to read the characteristics of the energy. It's going to be more vital. So you want to pay attention to all the energy of the sun, what it's all connected to be able to read the energy of your birth chart. So you're going to pay attention to every location where that sun is at and what planet is with. Okay, always be familiar with that. So they do a actually rulership scheme, and they connect the planets with the zodiac sign. So they have Mercury, Gemini, and Virgo that's connected together. 4:14 on the clock. They have Jupiter, Sag, and Pisces. Mars, Aries, and Scorpio. Venus, Taurus, and Libra. Saturn, Capricorn. Okay. In Aquarius. Then they have Moon connected with Cancer, and also the Sun connected with Leo. I always be familiar with that. And they actually do an energy called Sect. 444 was just on the clock. 444. In Sect energy, it determines where we were born in a chart, for example, if we were born in a nighttime, what time was we born, night or day? Okay, so sect let us know the characteristics of the planet that we resonate with. And if you go on AstroDynast or astro.com, it's detailed. You'll be able to get a printout of your birth chart and be able to read the energy of your birth chart. Okay, so every aspect is important in astrology, even if it don't last for that long. Okay, the moon is frequent. Okay, but it's also moving fast. She's a fast mover. She actually sits in a zodiac sign for 2.5 days and the max 5 o'clock. Then she's on to the next. She also changes her mood for 1 to 2 hours. So if we have the energy of the moon, it's going to be a burst, short period of time of energy, but it's also going to be important. Okay, always be familiar with that. That deals with our emotions. Okay, and then we have the energy of the sun. The sun is our creative energy, how we express ourselves out externally to the world. Also, the energy of our soul purpose is going to let us know our mission on the planet. Okay, so to go in order, they start with the rising sign, the sun sign, and the moon sign. Okay, so the rising sign is our first impression outwards into the world. The sun sign is our soul sign, our soul purpose, our creativity, our Leo energy of passion, drive, aspirations, and how do we create? How do we express ourselves outwards into humanity? By creating and shining like the sun, like Leo. Okay, then the moon energy is very swiftly, very quick, and it's connected with our emotions. It's how we deal with our emotions internally, okay, and how we express our emotions externally as well. I always be familiar with that. So they have a major aspect called sect, and it determines night and day of the characteristics of the energy of the planets, whether they're negative or positive. Okay, so we can find out by our certificate of birth or our birth certificate sometimes if we are in a day chart or either a night chart. We also can find out once we get our birth charts and we print them out, and then when we look on the websites, the sun is usually a circle with a dot. That's our core energy, our sun energy. 3 on the clock. So we look at the rising sign. This is up by the southern hemisphere where my hand is. If you have the sun anywhere up here at the top, you have a day chart. Okay, below the rising or either the ascendant sign, your northern hemisphere, all down here where my hand at, that means you'll have a night chart. Okay, so the characteristics you'll hold if you have a day chart. If you have Jupiter in your chart 909 on the clock, it's symbolic to being the most positive in a day chart. If you have Mars, it's considered to be the most negative in the day chart. Okay, I always be familiar with that. And in the night chart, you have Venus. Venus is going to be the most positive in that night chart. And the most negative is going to be Saturn in the night chart. Okay, I always be familiar with that. And once we tune into the different aspects of astrology, it helps us to be in perfect alignment with the true divinity. It lets us know how to read our birth chart from every aspect to be able to predict the present, past, and future as well. Once we do, it helps us on our journey with ascension. It's like 10-10. We're led in the right places. And it's all about being able to tune into the energy of the beautiful artwork of astrology and reading it from our perception of it. And it's just like me doing my copper wrapping. Okay, when I do my copper wrapping, I actually look at tutorials on YouTube, but I always find out a unique talent of how to do something on my own. Okay, so you can too with astrology. You don't have to be a master at mathematics. You don't have to be studying astrology for 20 years to catch on to the energy of it. Just pay attention to the energy of the planets, the placements, also the energy of all activities in your birth chart. And once you do, you can go through it smooth sailing. 11 on the clock. It's very simple and it's detailed, and the universe will help you. If you are an astrologist, a shaman, a light seed, and you are drawn to astrology, you will receive the intuitive guidance that you need. And it's going to help you to be able to master the energy of astrology, read your birth charts, and also others. I love you all. I'm sending you all positive energy and high vibes, and I'll be back with more. This is part 2 on Electional Astrology. I love you all. Peace and love.